Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dennis and this is Average Gaming. And today we're coming back to Pathfinder Kingmaker after a bit of a break. And it's not a happy break. I was a little frustrated by the fact that another bug hit me and we lost Vanillor yet again. And I decided not to try and recover him. So instead we're going to be starting up a new character using the brand new Wildcards DLC, which adds three things to the game. One, it adds the Tiefling race to the game. The Tiefling is a very versatile race with many different options because of its different heritages. It also adds the Kineticist class, which is a very fun elemental-based class. And it also adds the a Kineticist Tiefling companion to the game. Let's go ahead and we're gonna stick with the red skin tiefling. I like them better. I'm racist towards this color of my tiefling skin. Not really. I don't really care too much, but alright, so we're gonna actually build a kineticist. Now there's four types of kineticist, obviously. There's the base kineticist, which has no modifications. The dark elementalist, which can use spirits, I guess, instead of burn. I haven't quite figured that one out yet. Psychokineticist, which adds mind burn. You'll take wisdom or will save penalties and wisdom checks and wisdom based skill checks for each point of burn. You'll take a penalty. And it also changes your stat from Constitution to Wisdom. Now, I'm not a big fan of that. We also have the Kinetic Knight, which gives you proficiency with armor, and automatically gives you the Kinetic Blade wild talent, which allows you to form a one-handed light weapon out of your Kinetic Blast. Now, that is a good class, and I do think it is interesting. However, we're going to stick with the base Kineticist for this one. Which is very versatile. It's very fun to use. Its main stats are Dexterity and Constitution. However, none of these are Dexterity and Constitution based, but we are going to go with Shackleborn. Whoops, I wanted to show you what that was. So the Shackleborn is a +2 to Constitution and Charisma at a penalty to its Wisdom. +2 racial bonus on Mobility and Persuasion when used for Intimidate. And they can use the web spell once per day. They get a natural +1 bonus to armor class. Now, the web spell, unfortunately, still affects you, so we won't be using that. The only other option that I'd liked was Foul Spawn, which adds to your Constitution, Lore, Persuasion, and gives you a +1 racial bonus on attack rolls against clerics, inquisitors, and paladins. Also, the Cacophonous. I'm not very good with words. Some sort of spell. But we're going to go with Shackleborn, and we're also going to pick Earth as our element. We're going to be a Geokineticist, which gives us Earth Blast, Earth class skills, which are Athletics and Knowledge World. Also, at second level, we get the Flesh of Stone ability, which gives us damage reduction. It's a very good defensive ability, so that's what we're going to go with for this build. Now, obviously, our main stat is Constitution, so we're going to pump that right up to 18. We're going to get our Dexterity up to 16. And then we're going to throw 2 points into Intelligence for that extra skill point, and another 2 points into Charisma. We're going to take this 1 point. Actually, we're going to drop Wisdom to 7. Or to 6. There we go. Now, because I'm not too worried about Wisdom-based skills. I mean, knowledge. Lore, nature, and lore, religion, and perception. Which, let's face it, so most of our companions are going to be much better at perception than we are anyways. But, putting that up to 14 gives us... Actually, no. No, it doesn't. Never mind. We're not going to do that. That was stupid. So we're going to go ahead and throw that point into Charisma, so that way at level 4 we can put our extra point into Charisma. So we're going to put it into Persuasion, Mobility, and Knowledge World, because that does unlock some interesting skill checks. Alright, so Weapon Finesse is good if you are using the Kinetic Blade augment, or the Kinetic Blade wild talent. But we're going to go with Point Blank Shot for this one because, let's face it, you can only use it within 30 feet anyways. We are going to... So you get Extended Range, Kinetic Blade, and Pushing Infusion. We're going to grab the Kinetic Blade. Just... Sometimes it's helpful to be able to use melee as opposed to a ranged attack, because I do believe that using the Kinetic Blast does trigger attacks of opportunity. I'm not 100% certain on that, and if somebody can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, that'd be fantastic. Now we're going to go with the name Fang, because that is the one I've already picked out, and we're going to be neutral good. Date of birth really doesn't matter much. I usually just go with my own, just because it's a familiar thing to me, which is the 4th month and the 17th day.
I'll carve my name onto your flesh.
Defeat is not an option.
You're done for. Let us be off. Forwards!
Alright, so this is our character. We have 14 AC without armor, 6 fortitude, 5 reflex, and a -1 to our will save, but I haven't found a lot of things in this game that give us a will save. We also have the Gather Power feature, which basically lets us take a certain action. Like we have, I think there's a move, full round with using the ability, and this is a full round and a move action to gather energy and then use the ability at 3 less burn. It has its uses.
Our story started at the mansion of an Aldori sword lord. Drawn by the promise of a most dangerous task and a commensurately huge reward, heroes of all stripes gathered here.
Where are they? This is taking forever! It didn't even say what this was for, just that the Aldori were looking for heroes. Who are the Aldori anyway? Rich folks?
If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori Sword Lords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quickly.
All right, you purple toad, just shut your trap. And if you can't, I'll help you.
Hush! Quiet! They're coming!
Greetings, everyone. I am Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori, and this is Lord Mayor Yosef Salimius of Restov. Welcome to my mansion.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding to our call. You may be few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task. And I see true heroes before me, strong and fearless, exactly what Restov needs.
The mayor, a middle-aged man with bushy sideburns and a monocle, wears a beaming smile.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Now, to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border, lies a region known as the Stolen Lands. This is disputed territory, and while it's long been claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the Stolen Lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighboring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognize the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder. Unfortunately, one serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits holds sway in the Stolen Lands. Their chief, who they call the Stag Lord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has yet been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands as their legal ruler. Any questions?
Now, I'm certain most of you have already seen this stuff, so I'm not going to really sit here and go through every single option.
Excellent. You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better. Or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there. And thank you again for agreeing to take part in this expedition. I wish you luck.
Thank you again, with all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes. I look at you, O champions of Restov, and doubt not for a second that you'll be victorious. So venture forth toward your feet. Go, and return in triumph.
Hi, my name's Lindsay. I'm a bard, though this is my first real adventure. So, shall we go teach this Stag Lord a lesson?
We sure will. Just wait. We've plenty of great feats in store.
I have no doubt. Kind of related, I wanted to ask you something. How do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow? I think he's pretty obnoxious personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is Barons wear. Doesn't matter. I don't like him. I think you should be team leader. When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now here's a real hero. Someone who'll be praised in poems and songs. This is the person I'll write my book about.
Wait, a book?
Damn, I should have led with that. Please, just let me explain. You know what the trouble with most heroes' biographies is? They're always written years later, based on the tales of, best case, people who saw things from the outside. Worst case, someone heard about it from their brother, who heard it from their friend, who heard it from their cousin, and so on, adding a new batch of lies each time. Every time I read about a heroic journey, I think to myself, why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down properly? And then I thought, I could be that bard. I just needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along on their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us. Who's going to be the hero? Some dwarf who keeps muttering about how we'll all die? Or maybe that horrific scythe lady? Or, God's forbid, Tartuccio? No way.
Not a bad plan. It's settled then. I'll accomplish the feats and you'll write them down.
Deal. All right. I'm going to my room to write about tonight. See you in the morning.
Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. We're going to get rid of web. Don't need charge. Put Earth Blast here. Select that as our main attack. I'm going to put Gather Power low here and Kinetic Blade there in case we need it. And quick look at our inventory. We have some leather armor, which gives us 16 AC, which isn't bad to start. Fortunately, we'll get some chain shirt pretty early on. What's going on?
The mansion's under attack. We need to help. Some villains broke in and started killing everyone. I barely made it. Hurry, we have to help the guards fight off the attackers or We'll all be cut down one by one.
As if to lead credence to Lindsay's words, a scream echoes from the hallway. You're not going anywhere.
Hey!
Alright, so this is our first taste of combat with the kineticist. I hit that dude in the face with a big old rocket, he's dead. And he will provide us with our first good armor, so we're going to take this chain shirt, throw it on, and that ups our AC to 18. Of course, we wouldn't be true adventurers if we didn't explore everything we could and take everything that wasn't nailed to the floor.
You're just in time. A bit longer and I'd have been... Whew, I don't even want to think about it. Can you imagine what a terrible loss this would have been? But it's all right now. I'm safe, sound, and unscathed, ready to lead you to victory. Lady Jamandi's holding the line in the banquet hall. You know, the one where she had us gathered before. We need to make our way to her. And along the way, we'll try to save some of these dummies who are supposed to accompany us to the Stolen Lands. Speaking of dummies, take this ring. Quiet now, so that little fool doesn't hear us. She might try to steal it herself. It's magical. It'll protect you. You'll need it while you work to defend me.
Oh, how nice of Tartuccio. I'm sure he did that totally out of the kindness of his heart. We're going to have to put it on for now. That gives us 19 AC. Let's target this guy first. Oh, man, I missed with my Earth Blast. Oh, Tartuccio's down. What a loss. There we go. The Earth Blast is actually quite effective because it does a touch-based attack. Maybe it doesn't in this one. I know in the actual Pathfinder RPG tabletop, it does a touch-based attack. Let me just double check. Physical blast of ranged attacks. Yeah, because I'm using earth instead of fire or water, or fire or air, then I'm using a regular ranged attack. But if I was using fire or air, then it'd be a ranged touch attack that deals an amount of damage equal to 1d6 plus half your constitution, increasing by 1d6 for every 2 levels. So it actually ends up being pretty crazy strong. I think by like level 10, it does anywhere from 100 to or 50 to 100 damage, which is just absolutely insane. Yeah, as much as Tartuccio is evil, and I don't like agreeing with him on things. He's right. These people were supposed to go into the Stone Lands for this attack. One of the strongest people, even Brevoy itself, didn't want to challenge them because they're so strong. And they're all dead to assassins with like no chance of survival whatsoever.
It is done.
It's the end for you rats! Oh, it's you. Stay up from under my feet or I'll strike you down.
Barbarians.
I think that's exactly how heroes should.
What, stupid, sweaty, and always looking for something to gobble up or lop the head off of? Calistria, save me from such heroes.
Well, that was big. But hey, free loot. Thanks for killing all those people for us. Not that they have much good, but you know, it's always useful to take everything you can. Alright, and here we have our first skill check of the game, which is a dexterity check.
I am finished.
Pretty much just an example, so we don't have to worry about it too much. We'll have Tartuccio throw down a magic missile on Bowman, and we'll attack the assassin.
Go!
Oops.
No stopping now.
Now, unfortunately, they use this against us. We don't like that because they force us into doing this for the story. I also don't like that. But, I mean, there's only so many options with the game, so I understand. So, I'm going to go ahead and loot this place. Don't need that. We'll take this. And this. Now this is the guard's money. We're not going to take that because that does get used against us again later. And that changes it just a little bit. And I like messing with the game narrative just a little bit.
Oh, familiar faces. I hope you're not so frightened as to swing at every shadow. It's me, Jathal. I don't recommend advancing down the hallway, assuming you value your life, of course. There were a few people with me, and you can see what happened to them.
And just how did they all end up dead while you don't seem to have a scratch?
I'll answer but briefly and just once. Further scares and explanations will wait until we aren't being hunted by a group of assassins. Deal? All right. I'm undead. These traps are deadly to the living, but they're harmless to me.
What do you mean undead? Really? Like zombies or skeletons or...
As I said, further explanations will wait until later. All you need to know right now is that we're on the same side, and we have to fight off a small army of hired assassins. Let's get to it.
Alright, so now we have Jaethal. Added our formation again, put her up front. Honestly, I never liked Jaethal as a character, so I won't be upset when we lose her. However, we'll get Lindsay to go trap
I
hunting
see something.
while we explore these rooms. Then we get a chainmail and a weapon that nobody in this party can use. I've never met anybody that can use. So we're gonna go ahead and not. But everybody, let's go. This dead guy will give us some good scrolls, and I'm going to temporarily give her this. No, actually, no, she doesn't need it. It was Harem that needed it. I was going to go ahead and take her scrolls. I'll give her a potion.
Writing you out of our story.
Now, as you noticed, my character misses a lot. That's because it's ranged. And unfortunately, he's not that good. I can't remember how they determined that. Where is it? Pretty sure it just uses my dexterity, which means I have a +3. Which means I actually have a -1, though I do have point blank, so it's a +4 total. So it's actually very difficult to determine, which is why we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the kinetic blade. For now. We're going to accept a bit of burn in order to do this, but at least we'll be able to hit. Ah. Ha! Everything is so much more fun with a little fire. The tiefling girl you saw at the reception before the attack stops nearby and waves her tail with excitement. What a night, huh? I thought I was all alone. It's good you're here. It's a bit boring, chasing fool assassins around without anyone watching the show. It's not fun at all. Many people have died for nothing. Okay, so yeah, I wasn't expecting her.
Grotus, I can sense your silhouette. That's you.
Get the fuck up. I love harem, but goddamn harem, wake the fuck up. Stop pretending to be dead. Alright, gather up the party. Let's redo this. Jathal, will you stop dying? You're difficult enough to heal as it is, thanks to being undead. Oh. I think I need to report that as a bug. Yeah. Potions are supposed to heal undead as well as the living. That's the way they work. They heal. They don't ever damage, ever. It's not so much that they're potions of specifically the Cure Light Wounds spell as they're just potions of Cure Light Wounds. They cure wounds. They don't inflict wounds on the undead, is what I'm saying. They're not positive or negative energy, so they're supposed to have the same effect on the living as they do on the undead. That's what I'm saying. So her taking that and dying, that's wrong. That shouldn't happen. But I mean, if she's going to die from it, then she's fucking useless. Because you don't ever get potions of inflict light wounds or anything like that. So.
You, run and get an axe. You, bring more water. You, stay here and hold our defense. Those assassins are still around here somewhere. Aha! Some of
Fire doesn't.
Yeah.
May Abadar keep you safe.
Go through the fire. We're gonna drench ourselves in water, cover our noses and rush inside. And we're going to save these people. Because that's what we do. We're good people like that. But we are also going to leave this episode here. Thank you all for watching. I hope everybody enjoyed. And if you did, make sure you click that like button down below. And if you haven't already and you'd like to, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me as well. I will leave links down in the description to both the Discord and to my Patreon page. You are not obligated to join either, though I would like it very much if you did. Have a nice day, everybody. And as always, game on.